The thing in the walls. I moved into this house 3 weeks ago. It was cheap, too cheap. I should have known there was a reason why. The first night, I told myself it was nothing. Old houses make noise, the wood contracts, pipes knock, that kind of thing. But these noises, they weren't normal. It started with scratching, faint at first, like a mouse clawing inside the walls. Scratch, scratch. I laughed it off, bought traps, but the traps stayed empty, and the scratching got louder. By the second week, it wasn't just scratching. It was moving. Something clawing from one end of the wall to the other. Fast. Too fast. At night, when I tried to sleep, it would start near the head of my bed, then race along the wall down the hall into the living room. I told myself it was rats, maybe even a raccoon stuck inside. But rats don't whisper. The first time I heard it, I thought I was dreaming. A low hiss, right against the plaster. Let me out. I froze. Every hair on my body stood on end. I sat up, listening hard. The house was silent. Then, scratch, scratch, directly behind my headboard. I didn't sleep that night. The next day, I tore the room apart. I checked every vent, every crack in the drywall, every inch of the basement. Nothing. But that night, it came back. Scratch, scratch, whisper. Hungry. I tried to ignore it. I put on headphones, blasted music, slept with the TV on, but no matter what I did, I could still hear it. Sometimes the whispers were soft, muffled, like someone speaking from the other side of a wall. Other times, they were clear. Open the wall. Let me see you. By the end of the second week, I was barely sleeping at all. My eyes burned, my head pounded. The walls started to change. Hairline cracks spread across the plaster, like something was pressing from the inside. At night, I swore I saw them bulge, just slightly, like something was pushing against them, trying to get out. One night, I built up the courage to knock back. 3 short taps. For a moment, silence. Then, tap, tap, tap. I almost screamed. Last night was the worst. I woke up to the sound of breathing. Not outside, not in the room. Inside the wall. Shallow, wet, right beside my bed. I held my breath, listening, praying it would stop. And then I heard it, the whisper, but this time it wasn't muffled. It was clear, right in my ear. My turn. The wall split. Right down the middle, the plaster cracked open like rotten wood. A hand slid through, not human, too long, too thin. The skin stretched tight over the bone, nails like claws. It scraped across the floor, feeling, searching. I couldn't move. My body wouldn't respond. The hand groped closer until it touched the blanket at the edge of the bed. That's when I snapped out of it. I bolted. I ran from the room, down the stairs, out the front door, barefoot into the streets. I didn't go back until morning. When I finally worked up the courage to step inside, the wall was whole again. No cracks, no hand, no sign that anything happened. But the floor by the bed, the floor was gouged deep, long scratches carved into the wood. I don't know what's in this house. I don't know why it wants me. All I know is, tonight, I'll hear it again. Scratch, scratch. And sooner or later, it's getting out.